It is unusual, but it is political season. It's unusual to have a young candidate with us. Joining us is Paxton Walker. He's an 18-year-old senior at Lincoln High School, and he has decided he's going to run for city council of Lincoln. Paxton, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. We had you on a couple of weeks ago as a star student, and now I'm finding out that you're running for city council in Lincoln. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't know you could run for office at 18 years old. How does that work?
So the process is a little bit different than running for the Senate or the House, like most people think when you think about political season. Since it's a municipal election, it's run by the city itself. So we'll have a qualification period in June where I'll go to get my paperwork and apply to actually run. The state will approve that, and then I'll be able to actually run. But announcing early, like I did in February, I wanted to get started and get my name out there because I know I meet the qualifications. So I wanted to get that head start so that I can hopefully win in August.
What prompt you to run for political office?
So I've always loved the world of politics. It's been my thing since 2016. But what prompted me was not only my passion for that side of anything, really, but I just want to move Lincoln forward. And I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to properly represent my constituency and represent all the voices of Lincoln, because I may live in one ward, but I also live in one city too, and the city deserves it wholeheartely.
There's a lot of good things going on in the town of Lincoln right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got plenty of road development currently going on, which is great to see. I love to see it. We've got development, residential development, and things like that, because our city is growing at a huge rate. Our school is getting bigger. Our population's growing exponentially. It's good to see.
When making the decision to run for political office, is it something that you just one day said, hey, I'm going to do this, or do you talk it over with your parents or your pastor or others that had some input in your running?
So I asked around. I absolutely asked. I thought about it one night, and I was like, maybe I should run, because I just really love the idea of running for political office and representing my constituency. But I can't make that decision by myself. I have to have people that, it's the checks and balances that we see in the United States government. I need to have that in my personal life too. I need to have people tell me, you need to slow down a little bit, or this is a great idea. And I got plenty of positive affirmation. Everyone seemed to be on board and wanted to help. And that's what really prompted me to jump in so soon and jump in so confidently.
Now, talk about the particular ward that you're running for council in.
So Ward 3 in Lincoln, it's mostly the center of the city. So you have our city hall, fire department, and library. Those are the big kind of key areas. But I live a little south of that in Thomas and Trace. Parts of Rushing Springs Road as well are in Ward 3. But they also did just approve a new ward makeup. So we'll see by June what the ward actually looks like. But currently, that's the ward I'm looking at, and parts of Speedway as well are kind of intertwined there.
Now, is there a platform that you're using as far as why I'm running?
So the platform for me, it's pretty simple. This is what I would run any campaign on, is representing the constituency. And what I do isn't what isn't all me. I have a vision, but so do my constituents. I can't always represent them through, my own actions. So I have to know, what do my constituents want? What do they want to see, said? What do they want to see done, or at least tried to be done? And that's the important part. And I think in most political worlds now, that's not happening. It's usually a candidate has an idea and they're like, I want this idea taken care of, and I'll do it by myself. That's not how it works. The entire point for running an election is to represent somebody other than yourself. And I want to represent my constituency and my city as a whole.
What are the potential voters in that ward saying to you about their needs?
So right now it's usually, where is our competition economically? Where are our stores? Where's our, entertainment? Where's our, big name companies, that they want to see, invited into the city. And it's a process. I know that there is a process to this. I can't just say, oh, we'll bring all that in. I can't make promises. That's impossible in a municipal election. You can't make anyone a promise. But I can say that I will fight to get these things done, and I will work to get these things done.
Now, Lincoln is certainly right there on I-20 between Birmingham and Anniston, so it's a very, very active area, and a lot of growth, a lot of people moving into the Lincoln area.
Absolutely, and with that growth, we also see, the same kind of flow of traffic from 20 onto 77 onto 78. And with that growth, we've recently seen 78 get really packed out at certain parts of the hour. About 3 p.m. when our Honda traffic, all of our lovely Honda workers are leaving work and we have that shift change, it's getting really packed out in certain areas. And people are, I'm seeing social media posts about, hey, these things are happening. And then if they're doing development on the 20 bridge heading into Riverside, it makes it even 10 times worse. And I'm seeing people say, we need to get this looked at. And I want to be able to look at that for them and give someone an answer, because it's all about giving answers. You can't, obviously if I can't do anything, I'll say, there's nothing that I can do. I can pass this to this person or this person, but beyond what I'm able to do, if I win my election, will be my job to, be transparent and say, hey, this is what I was told. This is who I contacted, and everyone that said the same thing to me, that gave me this answer, I'm giving it back to the constituency, and I think that's important.
Is the incumbent for your ward, is he or that person running for re-election?
I believe they are. That's what I've heard, but I obviously don't know because I'm the only one that's announced. Right now, it's really not about running against a person. It's just getting my name out there, because I know what's true to me. I don't want to speak on another candidate in the sense that I don't want it to seem like I want to, push them out and say they've done a terrible job, because that's not what I'm running on. That's not what I'm saying. And I know a lot of people like to think that when someone runs against an incumbent, they think that, oh, they've done a terrible job. That's not what I'm running on, and I don't want that to be the agenda that people think. Because one thing I know, I don't like smear campaigns. I don't like watching them. They're ugly. And on a municipal level, that just seems a little distasteful. It's a local city. You're all family. Why should you run a campaign against somebody when you can run for a constituency? And that's what I'm doing, running for the constituency.
Yeah, and I understand Mayor Watson may not run for re-election. He's been there forever.
He has. Mayor Watson's been integral to the growth of Lincoln as we know it. And it's sad to possibly see him go. We'll see come August 26th, it's our election day. We'll see what happens. But even if he doesn't run for re-election, he'll still be in Lincoln. He'll still make a difference, and he'll still be a part.
Do you attend the Lincoln Council meetings?
Because I'm in school, usually I'm not able to. School and work have really kind of kept me away from being able to attend them. But I know my way around a city council meeting because of school organizations, because we also follow Robert's Rules of Order. So I know how the order and the process works, and I've been keeping up with our clerk's notes for meetings. So I may not be able to attend, but I'm reading everything that I can to get all the information that I can have for myself for what's going on, to still get that information out to the constituency, because it's important.
You have watched the political process for a long time.
Yes, absolutely. The political process is, depending on how far out you go, whether it be federal or state level, it still can be a long, dragging task. But I'm hopeful and confident that it won't feel like that for me. Not because of my age. Yes, I'm young, but I just love I have a passion for politics. I just love the entire scope of that. And running an election has been my dream for a long time. Since third grade, I've wanted to be a politician. At elementary school, we were asked on an A honor roll during awards day what we want to do, and I said politician. Now, I got a lot of laughs then because I was a third grader, and what third grader says I want to be a politician. But this has been a lifelong dream. This is what I've been kind of building myself up to. And I'm excited to finally be able to, one, do that, and to be able to do it so confidently with a group of people that I know support me, and in a city that I love so dearly.
What do other kids say about you running for office?
Most of them didn't know. I tried to keep it very quiet with people my age, not in a sense that I didn't want to, have them help me, or I just wanted to keep it quiet in general. So when I did announce, everyone still asks me, so are you running for city council? Are you running for mayor? Like, I'm running for city council. I have to, explain the difference between, what ward do I live in? What is the district?
A lot of kids don't know.
Right. And my issue is, I'm so civically engaged, I know all of the answers. When I want to be able to have, friends that are my age, people that are my age know as much as I do. And I think it's a good thing that I'm getting asked those questions because the civic engagement is increasing. And that's one thing I wanted to see was that increase in young civic engagement.
There's not a whole lot of 18-year-olds that's running for political office, whether it's municipal or whatever it is.
Usually not. Usually it kind of feels reserved to those with experience and someone with a degree and stuff like that. And while that may be fine and true, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to do that. Like I said, I have a huge passion for this. I've looked into this for years. I've been studying and developing what I believe, what I think for my city, my state, and my country. And I'm glad that the field is open for someone like me who is going to graduate high school in May, and I can just take office, hopefully if I win, in August.
August is not that far away. We're in March now, and have you kind of planned out your strategies or how you're going to run your campaign?
I have. I'm going to run a hometown door-knocking campaign. I'm going to go around all of the houses, as many as I can get to, knock on the door, and introduce myself.
You know how many houses there are in your ward?
Now, I don't know exactly how many. I wish I did, but that'll be the fun part, is learning. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to start during our spring break, and I think it's March 24th. It's going to be our first day on the campaign trail. I'm going to start in my little Thomas and Trace area. There's about 12 houses. Knock
You
those
know
out.
those people?
I know most of them.
Okay.
I know. I've spoken to a few of them.
That's good to get your feet wet with people you know.
Exactly. So that's exactly why I want to start
Yeah.
there. I don't want to start in the unknown. I want to start where I'm comfortable so that I can get, that internal, system going where I know what to say, how to say it, and who I'm talking to. Because the important part is meeting everyone, but also, introducing myself where they know that they can trust me. Because I am young, and I know that's been an issue. I've been asked, why you're so young, you lack the experience, why should I support you? And my answer is, well, I thought about that myself. I thought about, I'm 18. People are going to realize that I'm young and I don't have the experience. But my argument is I've done the research. I've looked into everything that I can for the constituency and for myself. So I'm not coming in with a lack of knowledge. All I don't have is the experience, but if you give me the chance to earn it, I'm going to run with it.
Even though you're running for a particular ward, your heart's for the entire city of Lincoln, of course. And what do you see as Lincoln moves forward in the next 10 years?
I can see the growth that we see, neighboring cities are having, like Pell City and Oxford. They've grown exponentially, and I think it's our turn now. And that's what I want to really push as a message. It's our turn to grow. It's our turn to, get bigger, where, you've got Pell City growing, have that big movie theater, they have a new shopping area, you've got big time entertainment in Oxford. It's our turn to have something for ourselves, have something for people to come visit Lincoln. Well, we have, our Speedway. That is amazing, but it happens 2 times a year.
Yeah.
We need something year-round. We need something to bring the community together. We've got community events. We have annual events. We need a place. We need something that kind of defines who we are as a town and can reflect our community. Because our high school reflects our community. Every person that lives in Lincoln is a perfect reflection of Lincoln, Alabama. But we need a place where we can kind of gather together and be a family together while we can also continue to grow economically and, personally.
You've got a high school there that's, I think, 5A now, but the way the city is growing, it could be 6A before you know it.
I've been discussing that too. We could be a 6A within the next 2 to 4 years. And it's kind of a scary thing to see because we just moved to 5A. We moved to 5A after I joined the high school, which was less than 4 years ago. So it's a scary sight to see how quickly we're growing, but it's also a good representation of, how fast our city is growing, but also how good our school is, because not all of our students live in Lincoln. Many of our students live outside of Lincoln, but parents will pay into Lincoln to get the students into a good school, and that's also something that we should be looking at.
We're talking this morning with Paxton Walker. He's an 18-year-old senior at Lincoln High School who's announcing that he's running for city council in Lincoln. And all cities, whether Lincoln or Pell City or Oxford or Sylacauga, everybody wants better restaurants, better entertainment. So it's not something new,
Right.
but it's something that you can't, and I've seen this happen in the larger political campaigns are where people make promises, and then when they get in office, they find out that promise is not so easy to keep.
Right. And that's one of the things that I've told myself that I'm not going to do is make promises, because promises to many people are very personal. And if I'm not sure if I'm able to, bring that in, because most city councils are different, most municipalities are different, most of the rules are different, most planning and zoning, committees are different. Everything is different between city and city. So I can't go in and say, hey, I can do this and that, when I do like the experience of knowing that, but I will find out very quickly, because my plan is to learn, from day one. And if I'm inaugurated in November, from day one, I will be at every meeting figuring out what we can and cannot do as a council and as a city, because there's opportunity. I know there is. We just have to jump on it, and we also have to be successful. And that's the important part. I'm not going to make any promises. That's not possible. I don't know how anyone can really run a I promise you this, I promise you that campaign. I've never asked to have a promise made to me, because I don't think it's going to be kept anyway. So running on promises is dangerous. I won't do it, because I know that there are certain things that I can and cannot do.
Has your family and your church, have they played a part in your decision, or what are they telling you?
My family has been very supportive. Now, I'm not originally from Lincoln, but Lincoln is my home. So my family lives up north near the Huntsville area, and I've only got positive affirmation from all of them. And my family that I live with now, I've only gotten positive, affirmation in what I'm doing. Now, do I expect negative? Absolutely. Do I expect people to say you're too young? Absolutely. I expect that, because it's going to come with it. It's the reality. Not everyone's going to be, supportive of, an 18-year-old running for city council in such a prosperous and growing city. But that's okay. If I can understand that, then I can still be successful in my election.
What would you say to other 18-year-olds about getting involved in the political process at a young age?
Find someone that you trust that is in that realm. Find someone that you can call a friend, and have them bring you into the world. Because I've got plenty of people that I know that have invited me to, events, organizations, stuff like that. And that's how I've grown, my base, my friends. I can call people friends that work at the county, that work at the county level and the municipal level. My own family, some people work for other cities, and knowing them has given me more knowledge and know-how and how to run a campaign, one, and two, how to work with people. Now, I have a job now, I work at Chick-fil-A, so I know how to work with people anyway, but working with people that have differing viewpoints, work with people that may not have the same goal as you, that's the important part. And in my, 2 years of being able to be involved, completely involved on my own with people like this, I've grown a lot more than I can really describe, and I think this election is going to be me trying to show that to people.
Well, we appreciate you coming in this morning and sharing your heart. Paxton Walker, he's an 18-year-old senior at Lincoln High School, has announced his candidacy for the political office in, what's the ward number? Is it
Ward 3.
Ward 3 in Lincoln, Alabama, and we wish you the best of luck, and we'll keep up with you. And thanks for coming by.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me back.
All right, we got more Daybreak coming up. Don't go away.